Hey everyone, it's the Chill Scrub. Another day, another video. And I know that I've been obnoxiously inconsistent with the content on this channel. The main reason for the inconsistency with the uploads and content in general is just cognitive dissonance associated with prolonged exposure to the FGC. Although I do love fighting games, I can say with the utmost conviction that I despise the FGC as it stands now. From being in the FGC since the late 2000s, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that the core of the FGC that initially inspired me to participate has devolved into a cesspool of egocentric nerds trying to assert dominance over pixels. From a culture that was united with a common interest to be better at fighting games, with the overall goal being growth, to now being insidiously infested with people who try to counsel others and form a coalition of self-righteous con artists crushing anyone with a difference of opinion. For most people in the FGC, content creation is stale, monotonous, and repetitive. Content creation for the most part in the FGC is devoid of any innovation and creativity. All content is now drama-based or reaction content that I can no longer stomach. Most content creators rob other smaller content creators of their shine by lazily reacting to videos. There is really no room for growth in the FGC unless you play ball with certain mainstream ideologues. These disingenuous content creators force a narrative of games that you can vividly see with your own eyes are false. The FGC at this point is either plagued with injected ignorance or so knee-deep in cognitive dissonance that the people in these communities will attack your livelihood over a difference of opinion of a fighting game. People have such drastic parasocial relationships with their favorite content creator that they flowchart responses and neglect critical thinking as if it's an airborne T-virus. With all that being said, the developers are some of the grimiest people, and their egregious practices over the last 10 years have made me despise one of the things I love the most. The developers of AAA fighting games have been following a grotesque business model that I have been avidly against since 2015. The overcompensation of accessibility for the sake of casuals has been one of the biggest contaminants as is related to the FGC for several reasons. The reason I detest simplifying fighting games is that it inherently insults the player and robs them of the true rewards of fighting games. Instead of learning through trial and error, developers market ease of use to casuals. This gives a constant dopamine hit to the brain, making it easier to get addicted to fighting games with the sense that they are in control, while at this point most fighting games tend to play themselves until you get to higher levels. The casual player progresses through rank and then eventually quits fighting games when they have been carried through the rank system when faced with real competition that forces them to critically think. People in the FGC now one and done or outright rage quit because their cortisol levels rises just from losing in a fighting game. It's gotten so bad that people try to defend these actions with asinine excuses. Developers of these AAA titles intentionally shrink the skill gap in fighting games to its own detriment. Although this is bad, this is nothing worse than when the developers nickel and dime their player base through weak battle passes and weak season passes. Fighting games used to be the last bastion of hope to get away from predatory practice of microtransactions. The community and I have supported these practices, not knowing how bad it would be further down the line. The disrespect from developers has been so blatant that they will outright, with their words and actions, be as lazy as humanly possible, making games that are broken from the start while still forcing people to pay full prices. The saddest thing about this is the community complains but still supports with their wallets and suppresses condemnation of this behavior. The FGC is a victim of a self-fulfilling prophecy in every sense of the word. The FGC through its actions will be the reason why it will forever stay small in the grand scheme of gaming. The amount of toxicity in the FGC is profoundly ironic considering that they claim to be accepting and tolerant. What makes this even more ironic is that the FGC is using the same behavior patterns they detested decades ago. The FGC preaches inclusivity but practices exclusivity at a moment's inconvenience. The FGC likes to say that they're diverse in thought, but at the same time idolizing content creators to a almost schizophrenic level. The content creators will dogpile on people from a reaction video without full context in the name of virtue, when the true intention of this is to seek further notoriety. People in the FGC will hate a person or content creators just because it's popular at the moment. The FGC will secretly agree with you but clown you on the internet to appease people who could really care less about you. Honestly, the FGC is not even about gaming like it used to be. It has become full of politics, gatekeeping, and controlling narratives. Look, not everyone in the FGC is bad or corrupt. There are FGC members that are here simply to enjoy their hobby of fighting games. My overall thoughts is that after being in this space for 15 years is that I've outgrown it as a person. I still deep down will always have a love for fighting games, but as of right now, a lot of people in here are just truly insufferable.